Welcome to Alumni Today. I'm Katie Suggs, and today with us is Greg Ross. Welcome, Greg.
Thank you.
You are a 1988 alumnus of UNC Charlotte.
Correct.
You live here in Charlotte. I could argue that you have a full-time job as president of the Alumni Board of Directors, which is a position you have held for how long?
Since last July. I've been on the board probably for 5 or 6 years. And I was vice president, and then I was president-elect. And
now, is that something you aspired to be? Did you go into volunteering with the board wanting to be president, or just wanting to help your university? Or?
Nope, I think I just hung around long enough, and they said, hey, why don't you do this? Actually, John Snellsire asked me to join the board, and I thought I would. I thought it'd be fun to get involved with the university, and was on a few committees and did a little work, and next thing I know, somebody asked me to be vice president, which, then kind of rolls into the presidency.
Perfect. And since you have been doing this for a number of years, you've probably gotten a lot done in the years that you've been on the board on campus, including where we are today.
Absolutely. The Harris Alumni Center is an amazing facility. So we're trying to get more and more alums back to campus to see this building. It's very interesting when you watch people come in here for the first time, because they kind of look around and they go, wow, this wasn't here when I was in school, and this is such a neat building. Since I've been on the board, we've done a few things. First one was we did a online community. We have a website that alums can come back to, and they can enroll, and they can connect with other classmates. They can search for people that they went to school with, and you can incorporate your Facebook and LinkedIn pages with that. And so we're just kind of getting that going. We've had it for a little bit. There hasn't been a big splash about it yet, but it's kind of a viral thing, and it's gaining popularity. We put all the news out there, and we allow people to sign up for homecoming and things like that. The other thing, one of the cool things, we do a lot of scholarships. A lot of the things we do, the golf tournament and some of the partnerships we have and the license plates, all that money goes to a scholarship fund. And so we award merit-based and needs-based scholarships.
Okay.
And I hope at some point we will offer legacy scholarships where children or grandchildren of alums would be eligible for those. But last year, we had the first scholarship reception where we brought in all the recipients, and we brought in all the sponsors, and we brought in alums and parents and everyone. And it was really cool to see the recipients get up in front of everybody and say, wow, thanks to this, I only have to have one part-time job instead of 2, or I'm the first person in my family to go to college, and this helps so much. And it was really powerful to put those two things together.
I'm sure that's rewarding to see. And with the license plate that you mentioned a minute ago, those play into the scholarships in a way.
Absolutely. The UNC Charlotte license plates, all that, they're $25 more, I think, when you sign up for that, but $15 of that immediately comes back to the university, and we put that right into the scholarship fund. So, and then it's an easy thing, it's an easy way to help out. And then every year when you just get your license plate renewal, you just check it, and you're given another $15. Okay. And $15 doesn't sound like a whole lot, but if you get, I think it's 66 or 67 license plates or so, that's about $1,000, and that can really make an impact.
That's amazing. Well, where else do you see the Alumni Association going? You're wrapping up your year as president, and what other things would you like to accomplish moving forward, or even after your presidency is over? Where do you see the Alumni Association going?
Well, I really think it should become a much more powerful entity. I think there are probably 90,000 alums at this point, and we should provide, it should be a real conduit back to the university, and it should be a great communication channel. we haven't talked about football yet, but I think that that's going to be a game changer. And I think we have to make sure that we partnership well with athletics, and which we have a tremendous relationship with them, but the Alumni Association does. And we have to make sure that we are on board for August 31st, 2013, when they kick the ball, that we are there. And we provide some sort of, I don't know if it's what kind of experience we would want to put together, but something for the alums or guests of alums to come back prior to the game or just after the game or something.
Well, you graduated in '88, and I'm sure you've seen a lot of changes to this campus in multiple ways. And with football coming up, what effect do you think that's going to have on UNC Charlotte and our alumni?
It'll increase the awareness of the university. I think sometimes, we get lost with all the other things that are going on in the city, and I think the college football component will get everybody's attention. I had a number of alums tell me, hey, I can't afford to take my family to the Panther games, but, I could afford 6 or so college football games, and, so sign me up, I'm in on that. And a number of people I work with, go to the University of Nebraska, or went to the University of Nebraska or UCLA or wherever, and they said, there's nothing like a college football Saturday. And I can't go to UCLA on Saturday, but I would probably come out to UNC Charlotte and go to a few football games. So I think it will increase the awareness of the university, not only for the alums and give the students something to do, but I also think that it'll increase awareness in the community.
We obviously have an affinity for UNC Charlotte, and I know back when you were in college you were involved with a fraternity. And is there anybody that you can think of in particular that really steered your life in some way or prepared you to go out into the world to be as successful as you have been?
Yes, I am a Lambda Chi Alpha, and I joined Lambda Chi Alpha, I think, in 1985. And Dr. Lloyd Witherspoon was our fraternity advisor, and he was the chair of the religious and philosophy departments. And, I kind of thought, hey, I saw Animal House. There wasn't any chair of the religious or philosophy departments in Animal House, but it was much different than that.
Okay.
Dr. Witherspoon has been a tremendous influence, not only on all the Lambda Chi Alpha men, but on the university in general. There's 2 pictures, there's 2 portraits in this building. One is of Bonnie Cone and the other is of Dr. Witherspoon. Mm-hmm. That one's upstairs. There's a reason for that, So Dr. Witherspoon taught us about community service, and he taught us about helping out people who are less fortunate, and taught us about how, none of us individually can solve anything, but all of us together can make a difference. So
we hear him mentioned a lot on this campus, and in addition to all the work you do here at UNC Charlotte, you also do some other things in the community, including the Red Cross blood drive, which you got started doing when you were
That's true. Lambda Chi Alpha sponsored all the blood drives, and I was vice president of the chapter, and so that was part of my community service, was the vice president's responsibility. So I got to organize and run all the blood drives, and since then, I don't organize them as much. I attend, I pretty much lay there, and they take their pint of blood, but I've been doing that ever since, every 6 weeks or so.
Is there anything else in the community that you contribute to besides the Red Cross?
I do. I serve on a board at the golf course, and I volunteer with the Wells Fargo Championship out at Quail Hollow. I've volunteered there since its inception, I guess about 7 years, 8 years.
Does that mean you play there as well?
Well, I did get to play a couple of years ago. They were kind enough to allow the volunteers to play. There was a lottery, and so I was fortunate enough to have my name selected. So we did get to play there.
Well, because the Alumni Association is such a big part of your life, what do you have to say to alums who want to be more involved? You know, we get a lot of questions, you know, am I an alum? How can I help more with UNC Charlotte or with the Charlotte community? What would you say to those people that have those questions?
There's plenty of opportunity to be involved. You can serve on the board with us. You can serve on boards of the other colleges. You can, you know, just come to campus. I think one of the big things is the campus has changed so much. Most people the first time back, they don't really recognize it. They understand what's at the core, and you know, the Belk Tower and the Cone Center and the Denny and
Dr. Witherspoon.
Right, right. You know, Winningham and those buildings. But I think someone told me there were 18 new buildings since the year 2000.
Oh my goodness.
And so there is all kinds of new stuff to see, and just getting people back on campus, go to a basketball game, go to a baseball game. I don't know that a lot of people have gotten over to Robinson Hall. It's an amazing building. It's kind of like a mini Blumenthal theater, and there's tons of plays and concerts and, you know, musical performances and whatnot. So I think the first thing for those alums is just come back to campus and see, you know, what all's here. And then there's a truckload of opportunity for volunteers, whether it be with our group or, you know, the specific colleges or however they want to be involved. You know, we do a lot of volunteer events, and the best thing to do is just ask or, you know, contact us. I think they can go to the website. It's uncharlottealumni.org, and they can zap us a note and say, hey, I want to get involved, or, you know, can someone talk to me about this?
Well, Greg, thank you so much for your time, and thank you for being such an outstanding alumnus of our university, and we appreciate your time.
Thanks for having me.
And thank you for joining us, and we'll see you next time.